Alright, I don't know how many of you guys have been following this, but apparently G4 has a best franchise video game deathmatch poll going on their website. They have for almost a month now, ever since March 28th. Before I get into why this is a fucking terrible idea, let me just go on ahead and list the quote franchises that G4 picked. Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Castlevania, Civilization, Fallout, Final Fantasy, Gears of War, God of War, Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto, Half-Life, Halo, Legend of Zelda, Madden, Mario. On the other bracket side, Mass Effect, Metal Gear, Metroid, Mortal Kombat, Need for Speed, Pac-Man, Pokemon, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, StarCraft, Street Fighter, The Elder Scrolls, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Warcraft, XCOM. Now, if you're like me, there's a couple things you've noticed already. Like the fact that half of these aren't franchises. Okay, I'm probably going to show off my noobiness when it comes to PC RPGs, but how many of you have heard about Fallout before Fallout 3? Before Bethesda took over the series? There are very few people that played Fallout 1 and 2 that actually enjoyed Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Likewise, there are very few people that played Fallout 3 after playing Fallout 1 and 2, unless they heard about Fallout 3 being made by Bethesda and they're like, oh, let's check out the other two. Fallout is not a franchise. Fallout is two games that were really good recently. Call of Duty is the same way. No one gave a crap about Call of Duty before Call of Duty 4. I'd heard about it. It wasn't that great. It was just, average run-of-the-mill shooters. Then Call of Duty 4 came out and it became a juggernaut. It is not a franchise. Let's see here. What else can I just completely fucking destroy? GTA. Not a series. No one cared about it before 3. Again. GTA 1 and 2, if I recall correctly. Oh. Anyway. GTA 1 and 2, if I recall correctly, were top-down, and they were not very fun to play. GTA 3, when it was put on console, is when it was actually notable. GTA 3, GTA 4 is a piece of shit. Most people only play San Andreas or Vice City. Not a franchise. I don't really have a problem with Gran Turismo, Madden NFL, Need for Speed. I don't really have a problem with sports games because those are, those are actual franchises. They've been around for a long time. They've demanded attention. Mass Effect. I'm going to get hated and hated on for this. Mass Effect is not a series. Or what? Mass Effect is not a franchise. Mass Effect is a 2-game series. They're coming out with a third. Yes. That does not make them a franchise. That makes them a 3-game trilogy. Okay, they are a trilogy, not a franchise. When Mass Effect 10 comes out, then I will be willing to say, hey, maybe they're a good franchise. Until at least like 3 more games from them come out, because they've only been around for recent. They're not like... I should probably define what I think a franchise is. I define a franchise as something that has proven itself time and time again to have staying power, to be an effective way of providing massive amounts of revenue for multiple years. Call of Duty has done that for 3 years now. Mass Effect has done it twice, I suppose. Let's see here. Anything else I do not agree with? Oh, right. Let's go all the way down to the very last one. XCOM. What the fuck is XCOM? What the fuck is XCOM? I have no fucking clue what XCOM is. I have never heard of it before. Ever in my entire life. I have never heard of it. Anyway, let's go to the matchups these guys picked. Alright, well, let's go... Alright, each bracket is divided up. There's 4 brackets, obviously. It's kind of like March Madness. There's 32 franchises, quote franchises. 8 in each bracket. Some of these matchups make absolutely no sense. Like, why would you put Madden NFL against Mario? Or fucking Gran Turismo against God of War? Pac-Man versus Need for Speed? Why? I mean, what they should have done is divided it up separately into separate categories, like RTS, RPG, action, adventure, platforming, whatever. Have them separated into categories like that. Had people vote for the best one. Have like a little competition there, and then have like the best of genres go at each other. Because in the same bracket, StarCraft and Warcraft are in the same fucking bracket. Tomb Raider and Uncharted are in the fought each other in the first round. who put these together? This is the worst organized bracket I've ever seen in my life. And it's not going to be like seeded or anything. Like the Juggernaut team, like say Mario, is going to be going against like the 8 seed Madden, because that wouldn't make any sense if you look at it. I'm going to include the link to the results where you can see the percents, the matchups, all that good shit in the description, so check that out. But these matchups make no sense, not counting the fact that like half of these aren't even fucking franchises. I mean, Pokemon Lost, which they're still a fucking juggernaut of a franchise. Pac-Man, which is probably the most definitive franchise there is, although they haven't really been relevant recently. Everyone remembers playing Pac-Man. That lost to Resident Evil, which again is a pretty good game series, but I personally don't think it's that great of a franchise. It is a franchise, I'll give it that, but it doesn't have such a legacy similar to Pac-Man. Mass Effect fought its way all the way to the semifinals. It beat Metal Gear. Metal Gear is a franchise. Metal Gear has been around since PS1. Mass Effect is this generation. Metal Gear redefined the storytelling, basically. Metal Gear, I believe Metal Gear is the first thing to create the interactive movie and make it appealing to play. Metal Gear is fun to play. It is very interesting. It is a franchise. It is much better than Mass Effect, if just in general. I'm not sure how Mass Effect won. Let's see here. Anything else I can just completely fucking rip on? There's not really much else to rip on other than the fact that G4 is completely fucking retarded for the way they set their bracket up, and that the fact that it's completely fanboy based, and also the franchises that are involved here are just fucking terrible. Castlevania, probably one of the most influential game series of all time, lost to Call of Duty by a margin of 2-1, 67% to 33%. I can guarantee you right now that if we're talking about actual franchises, Call of Duty isn't even fucking in the conversation. It's a game series still. It's not even a series, it's just an amalgamation of games that aren't even related. Well, Final Fantasy and some other RPGs are the same way, but those have been going on for a long fucking time. Those aren't, this gen or just started at the end of last generation. Anyway, I just want to voice off about how much I hate G4 in general, how much this bracket sucks dick. And, well, at least in the finals, it's two amazing, it's two great franchises. And of course, everyone's like, StarCraft isn't a franchise, they have 2 games. First off, they have 3. Brood War is its own game, it continued the story. Brood War was its own game. It was that, it had like 4 or less missions than StarCraft 1 did, which for an expansion is pretty fucking ridiculous. It continues the story very well. It plays much better. It added new units, new maps. It added a new upgraded custom map editor. And with StarCraft Brood War, StarCraft, it's fuck G4. That's about all I want to say.